Yes guys, welcome back to the 5th episode within the series where we're basically putting out educational content for you to lose weight and keep it off for long-term sustainability. Now, in a previous video, we basically put out 6 common fat loss myths, but one of them I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into it with, are carbs really bad for your fat loss? Now, carbs do seem to get a bad sort of rep within the fat loss industry, saying if you cut out all carbs, you're going to lose weight, which I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong, but we are going to uncover that within this video. So if you do enjoy this video, just make sure you subscribe to the channel, just so we keep putting out more content like this. So do carbs actually make you fat? Now, let's put it simple, you only get fat when you're in a calorie surplus. This basically means when you are consuming more calories than what you're putting out on a daily basis. So same again, if you look at it like your bank balance, if you are getting paid £2,000 per month and then obviously spending £2,500 per month, your bank balance is going to go down just like your weight. If you are getting paid £2,000 per month and then only spending £1,500 per month, that is when your bank balance obviously goes up. Similar to your weight, if you are only consuming, if you are consuming 2,000 calories per day and only burning 1,500, your weight is going to go up. And it doesn't necessarily matter if those calories come from carbohydrates, fats, or proteins. If you are in a calorie surplus, you are going to gain weight. Now, one reason why a lot of people do believe if you cut out all carbs you are going to lose weight is down to this sort of myth where people tend to, when they do tend to cut out all the carbs, they do tend to lose a lot of weight quite quickly. Same again, if you've watched that previous video, you'll know that quite a lot of the times when you are losing weight that quick, it is water weight. It's not fat that you're dropping off your body. So why could carbs actually be good for your fat loss journey? Now, the main reason is they provide essential energy for, well, just for you. So anything that you do on a day-to-day basis, walking to the shops, obviously just getting up, doing normal jobs that you do, you will have the energy to put into it and do it to your best ability. Whereas if you are cutting out all the carbs, you're not going to really have that sort of energy to be able to put as much effort into what you usually do. One big thing that you will notice as well, if you obviously start training, if you are starting to cut out all your carbs, you'll notice that your gym session starts to suffer as well. So it is going to be a big factor to keep carbs within your diet when you are obviously training to get the best out of what you are doing within the gym. And take it from experience, cutting out all carbs makes you absolutely miserable. Even just saying again, day to day, if you are obviously wanting to go into the gym, you're not going to be in the best of moods. It does make you miserable. So how can you still eat carbs within your diet whilst losing weight? Now, when we look at obviously fat loss comes from a calorie deficit. Now, same again, we've mentioned before, it can either come from proteins, fats, and carbs. Now, let's say, for example, you go out on a weekend, you enjoy a pizza, you enjoy a kebab. You can still enjoy those things, but just in moderation. So it is just about trying to cut it down a little bit, rather than trying to cut it out all completely. So like I say, if you take that big chunk away from your normal calorie intake, then like I say, you will obviously lose weight, but you're not going to be able to function as a normal person on a day-to-day life. So let's talk about things like keto and other diets that you may have heard of that are low in calories. Now, like I've said before, they will work, and the reason because you are cutting out a big chunk of your calories throughout the day, then obviously you are going to be in a calorie deficit, you are going to be dropping weight. You will drop weight quick, but like I said, it's not necessarily going to be fat. It's more than likely going to be water weight. And that's all these diets tend to do. You'll have a quick fix. 4 to 8 weeks, you might drop a lot of weight within those 4 to 8 weeks, but it's not something that you can keep off long term. It's not something that in a year's time you can still say, oh yeah, I've done keto for 12 months now. I can guarantee you're going to be miserable if you do. The amount of times I hear people saying, oh yeah, I'm back on my keto diet, I'm back eating no carbs, all that says is it's not sustainable. And then what you'll notice as well, when you get to a sort of stage where you are starting to crave foods, that sort of craving for foods is quite high, you are just going to binge, and when you do start, you'll find it hard to stop. Within your fat loss journey, it's not necessarily about perfecting everything straight away. If that was the case, everyone would be doing exactly the same thing. What you want to do is find an approach that works for yourself. So if you find it easier to obviously track calories just by having a certain amount of, by targeting a certain amount of carbohydrates throughout the day, then that's perfectly fine for you. Other people find it easier by, obviously, when they're plating up the normal food, rather than plating up the normal size portion what they'll reduce it just a little bit, and that is a way of reducing your calorie intake. Like I say, your sort of unique diet plan for yourself is all unique to yourself. So I know people react differently to a higher carb diet. Some people react differently to a lower carb diet. Like I say, some people prefer one than the other. So it's just a matter of trying to find out, obviously, what benefits yourself. But to cut out all carbs completely, like I say, from experience, it's not going to last long at all. So if you do want a sort of kickstart within your fat loss journey, if you look at the description, there is going to be a link to a 5-day free fat loss course. Just follow that, quite simply pop your details in, and like I say, it's just a kickstart within your fat loss journey.